If you have ever felt déjà vu, that strange moment when reality feels slightly ahead of you, as if your brain whispers, I've been here before, even though logic says you haven't, then here is a scientific question that should instantly activate your curiosity. What if déjà vu is not a glitch of memory, not imagination, not mysticism, but a measurable consequence of how the brain and the physical universe process information at the edge of their limits? Imagine this for a second. Your brain is not a passive observer of reality. It is an active prediction machine, a biological system constantly simulating the future a few milliseconds before it happens. In neuroscience, perception is not just receiving signals, it is the brain's best guess of what is about to occur based on incomplete data. Vision, sound, touch, even time itself are reconstructed models, not direct recordings. This matters because déjà vu may arise precisely when this prediction system momentarily overlaps with conscious awareness. Instead of memory failing, it may be prediction revealing itself. From a physics perspective, this idea becomes even more fascinating. In modern theoretical physics, especially in information-based interpretations of reality, the universe itself can be described as a network of interacting signals. Matter is energy structured by information. Time is not merely a flowing river but a sequence of states updated moment by moment. Your brain as a biological system evolved to synchronize with this flow as efficiently as possible. Under normal conditions, prediction and perception are so well aligned that you never notice the gap. But under certain circumstances, stress, fatigue, novelty, or heightened attention, the brain's internal simulation may briefly surface. The result is déjà vu. It feels like memory, but it is closer to foresight misidentified as recollection. Neuroscience shows that the hippocampus, a region critical for memory and pattern recognition, plays a central role here. The hippocampus constantly compares incoming sensory data with stored patterns, asking a silent question every millisecond. Have I seen something like this before? When the match is partial but strong, the brain generates a familiarity signal. Normally, this signal helps you navigate the world efficiently. You recognize faces, places, threats, opportunities. But if the signal fires without a clear source, the conscious mind interprets it as past experience. Déjà vu may be the brain saying, this pattern fits, not this has happened. Psychology adds another layer. The mind is deeply sensitive to context. Lighting, spatial geometry, emotional state, even your posture can recreate familiar neural activation patterns. A new cafe with the same layout as a childhood classroom, a sentence spoken with the same rhythm as a memory, a turn in the road that mirrors a dream. These similarities activate neural circuits associated with familiarity. But here is where physics-inspired thinking sharpens the insight. The brain does not store experiences like files in a hard drive. It stores probability distributions. Each experience updates a predictive model. When a new situation matches that model with unusually high confidence, the system briefly collapses into certainty. Déjà vu is that collapse. It is not supernatural. It is statistical. Now consider neuroplasticity. Your brain is not fixed. Synapses strengthen and weaken continuously. Stress, learning, uncertainty, and novelty reshape neural networks. Under high cognitive load, such as when you are tired or emotionally stimulated, the brain may rely more heavily on predictions than on real-time sensory data to conserve energy. This is efficient, but it increases the chance of prediction errors reaching consciousness. Déjà vu tends to occur precisely in these states, not because the brain is failing, but because it is optimizing. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes sense. A system that anticipates danger before it fully arrives has a survival advantage. Prediction is life-saving. Awareness of prediction, however, is not necessary for survival. So evolution did not optimize to hide it completely. Occasionally you notice the machinery. That noticing feels eerie because it breaks the illusion of direct experience. Biology explains the mechanism, but physics invites a deeper question. If reality itself is processed as information, then perception is a negotiation between internal models and external data. Some physicists argue that time, at a fundamental level, may not be as linear as we experience it. In block universe interpretations, past, present and future coexist as a four-dimensional structure. Consciousness moves through this structure sequentially, but the underlying information is already there. Deja vu in this framework is not seeing the future, but briefly sensing the structure of time rather than the flow. Your brain, optimized to detect patterns, may momentarily align with a future consistent state before conscious labeling catches up. This does not violate physics. It reflects the limits of perception. Think of the brain as a signal processor. Thoughts are signals. Memories are compressed data. Consciousness is the interface. When signal timing desynchronizes slightly, the interface mislabels the data. This is déjà vu. Importantly, this experience often occurs in healthy brains. In fact, studies show it is more common in young adults, people with high openness to experience, and individuals engaged in complex cognitive tasks. That suggests it is linked to flexible, adaptive neural systems, not broken ones. Here comes the twist that reframes the entire experience. The moment you think you are weak, confused, or losing grip on reality, your brain may actually be demonstrating its highest level function, protecting you by predicting and stabilizing your interaction with a complex world. Déjà vu is not a crack in the system. It is a pressure valve. It happens when the brain's predictive power briefly exceeds the clarity of incoming data. Instead of panicking, the system generates familiarity, a calming signal. You feel unsettled consciously, but unconsciously the brain is reducing uncertainty. This aligns with stress response research. Under uncertainty, the nervous system seeks coherence. Familiarity is coherence. Even false familiarity can reduce anxiety. Your brain chooses stability over precision in that moment. That choice has kept our species alive. Philosophically, this raises a profound implication. If our sense of now is constructed, then certainty itself is a feeling, not a fact. Déjà vu reveals that feeling in its raw form. It reminds us that reality is not passively received, but actively assembled. You are not just in the universe. You are continuously predicting it. The human being, in this sense, is an energy network interacting with larger energy networks. Thought is a signal. Attention is amplification. Memory is pattern compression. Consciousness is not the storage of the past, but the management of the future. Déjà vu is a moment when that management becomes visible. Instead of asking, why does this feel familiar, a deeper question emerges. How much of what feels real is simply what feels predicted? This perspective does not make life less meaningful. It makes it more astonishing. Every second, billions of neurons coordinate, firing in rhythms shaped by evolution, physics, and personal history, producing a seamless experience you call reality. Occasionally the seam shows. That is déjà vu. Not a mystery to be feared, but a clue to how deeply intelligent the brain truly is. So the next time it happens, instead of dismissing it or mystifying it, pause. Recognize it as a brief window into the architecture of perception, where neuroscience meets physics and psychology meets philosophy. Ask yourself this. If your brain is constantly simulating what comes next, how often are you living in prediction without realizing it? And if awareness can lag behind simulation, what does that say about free will, choice, and the present moment itself? If this kind of science-driven curiosity resonates with you, if you enjoy exploring where brain, mind, and universe intersect, then share your thoughts in the comments. Let others know what déjà vu feels like for you, like the video if it sparked a new way of thinking. And subscribe to MindSpark Science for more calm, deep, and intellectually honest explorations of reality through the lens of science.